Hello, 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 hello. Just gonna test out real quick to see if the quality is alright. Should be, should be. Just have a quick check on something. Yeah, should be all good. Doesn't say I'm live yet on the Speed Force thingy. Oh, it does. Alright, alright, alright. So if I talk right now, it should be decent quality. It should be good quality. If I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. All right, it is a pretty decent quality. So we are going to go racing in Belgium tonight, if I'm not mistaken. It is going to be Belgium indeed, as we had last week's race, which was going to be in Hungary. I forgot something, so I'm going to change that real quick. I will be back in a second. Here we go, Belgium track layout. Yeah, that's the one. All right, so we had Calvin Racing win that Grand Prix. We had Energy Dan in P2 and Utkarsh in P3. So congratulations to those three, of course. Now we are going to be focusing on tonight's race, which is going to be in Belgium. Belgium has a population of 11 million people. The first Grand Prix ever held was in 1950. And the fastest qualifying lap that I've experienced yet is a 141.0, and the fastest race lap is a 144.2. Track layout wise, we are going to be having a short qualifying and a 50% race. The race distance is about 7 kilometers. No, the track distance is about 7 kilometers, and the race distance is about 154 kilometers. As you can see on the left side of your screen, you've got the track layout. Belgium is quite a difficult track to make the overtake work, so hopefully that is going to be, well, all good, all clean. I'm just going to have a quick look in the thingy, as I will be restarting my microphone real quick. I will be right back. All right, all right, all right. So we are back. As you can still see, it is going to be the track layout, but it's not really important for now. Safety car probability is going to be quite high. So is the tire degradation rate. And the tire overheating probability is quite low. So soft mediums could work, medium hards, hard mediums, medium softs can all work. So those are my predictions. This is going to be the standings. Those are not the up-to-date standings. Hold up a second. My apologies, guys. I just got home. It's been a chaotic day tonight. Well, today. And okay. So the standings real quick. Here we go. We are going to be back in a second. I mean, nobody is out yet, so it shouldn't really matter too much. Standings. There we go. These should be the updated standings. As you can see, 232 points for Search, the Vicar in P2, and Energy Dan in P3, who did a good job last week getting a P2 in Hungary, as he's going to be scoring a lot of points on the standings right now, well, after last week's race. You've got Alpine in the lead with more than 80 points. Well, not actually more than 80 points. It's going to be 80 points exact. So that is going to be great for the Alpine team. They've got a little bit of a buffer here. And we are going to go straight into the race. There we go. So this is going to be the race for tonight. As you can see, you can again see me tonight. I hope you guys don't mind that, as it is going to be a couple of guys on a night lap, but a couple of guys on a fast lap too. I'm just going to check on YouTube real quick if the quality is still pretty all right. Yeah, so the quality is pretty alright. We've got only one viewer. I'm not too sure if I should post it anywhere or not really. I think it's already posted. Shouldn't matter too much. Yeah, it's already posted. All right, so we've got a couple of guys on the night lap right now, and I need to keep my eyes close to the telemetry on my computer, because yesterday I was doing the F1 coverage of the F1 race, and my microphone fell out every couple of minutes. So I'm hoping it's not going to happen tonight. I'm not too sure how to prevent that from happening. But if you see that I'm talking and there's no sound coming out of my mouth, please let me know, as it is of course a misfunction in my microphone, which I need to fix really fast. But yeah, that will be for when I arrive in Dublin, of course. So we're driving on board with Matt G right now, the Red Bull driver, as he's coming around the last corner. That is going to be bus stop here in Belgium. Coming around the finish line, it is going to be a 143.9 for the Red Bull driver on these soft tires. We do know that the soft tires are the fastest tire of the whole well, FIA thingy. Of course, it does matter on what compound. Well, what because sometimes a C2 is a soft, but sometimes a C2 is also no, a C2 can be a medium, but it can also be a hard. It depends on the track. So yeah, it really matters. And if a C2 is, for example, a medium, a C1 is a hard, and a C3 is a soft. But if a C2 is a hard, a C3 is a medium, and a C4 is a soft. So yeah, make sure to keep that in mind if you're watching the F1 in real life, that you keep that in mind, because otherwise, I mean, you're going to be mistaken for example, a C3, which you think is going to be a medium, and then, for example, it would put a soft on there. You're going to be a little bit frustrated, not really, confused. Yo, Oliver, welcome, buddy. Hope you're having a fine evening. By the way, can I ask you to let me know if you can't hear any commentary anymore after a couple of seconds? Yesterday I had a problem with my microphone, and it would be nice if you could tell me if you don't hear anything anymore. Then I think I need to buy a new audio interface, but I still don't know which one to buy. But I will let you guys know if it doesn't get fixed, if it does get fixed. For now, I don't see any issues yet, but I'm not too sure how many minutes into the stream I had that problem yesterday. As we're currently on board with SFR the Bear, as he just got past the Haas driver. Down the Camel Straight, now into turn 5, 6, and 7 they go. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, it's only after a couple of minutes, so right now you will be able to hear me, but it could be that in the middle of my sentence I would drop away and then be quiet for like 3 minutes. And that's the sign that I have to unplug and plug back in my my audio interface. Yesterday I had to do it 10 times during a stream of 1 hour, so yeah, it wasn't really that much fun, as it will be every 6 minutes, and hopefully I won't miss anything, because yesterday I had like moments in my stream where it was 6-7 minutes quiet, and yeah, it's not really nice. But driving on board with SFR the Bear right now, as he's coming into turn 14 and 15 as he goes across the second sector line to go into the third sector. And you really need to watch out coming through turn 15 right there. As you could see, well, you can't see it anymore, but you could have seen that there was a house on the left side. Well, if you're driving in a racing car, there's a house on the left side. That is the only original part on the Belgium track that has been there since 1950. So if you look up at the Belgium Grand Prix pictures, that is going to be that iconic house that has been there since 1950. So make sure you Google that if it's something that interests you. But yeah, it's also a very common place to crash out, of course, as you probably, if you're pretty close to someone right in front of you, you're going to have downforce problems. You're going to have understeer, and you're just going to spin into the wall there. That's how I ended my first ever Grand Prix. Well, my first ever league race, which was going to be in Belgium. It was for a league that I was driving with my brother in. And basically, we were driving around here 2 laps into that race, and I crashed into that thing, being MP2. So yeah, that was a really frustrating evening, frustrating night. But it only made me stronger, you know, going into a race and you crash out. If it's even your own fault, it's going to be a moment of reflection where you can where you can think about what did you do wrong, what could have done, what could have you done better, what can other people do better. In that case, if you crash into turn 15, most of the times it's your own fault due to understeer, so you're way too close to the guy ahead. So we're currently on board with a British guy, as he had a couple of good results, but the main guys to look forward to are Calvin Racing, who is going to be racing in the Alfa Romeo tonight. And then who was that other guy? If I was not mistaken, he's not in here. So the other guy, he's only a reserve, but it is going to be Calvin Racing, who won the race last week. And if I'm not mistaken, he also won the race. No, he came in P2 in Silverstone, the race I also commentated on 2 weeks ago, as I will be your commentator every 2 weeks. So hopefully you guys don't mind, as we're driving on board with British guys. If that's the fastest second sector, we are familiar that the times are a little bit broken here, as usually it does show you have the second fastest lap, fastest second sector, but that's not always the case. Now driving on board with the McLaren driver as he's coming around a bus stop right now, down the main straight, down the finish straight. And that is going to be only a P10, so that must indicate that he definitely did not have the fastest second sector, or he did make a big mistake in sector 1 or sector 3. Oliver, who's your brother? I will focus on him a little bit. As we might be going on board with Serge, as he is the championship leader, of course. The Alpine driver driving their team to the pole here. Well, the pole, not really. The P1 in the Constructors, of course. Constructors champion. As the guys are going to be having 23 races of a calendar. So that's really, really great for these guys. British guy is my little brother. There we go. Only a P10, so you might need to tell him to do a little bit better, but of course, I mean, P10 is still not bad out of 20 races, and it's been a long time since I've seen a lobby with 20 racers in, so that is something forward to look at, as we've got Serge invalidating his lap here. And as I was saying, you know, he is bringing his Alpine team to the championship, but it's still a long season to go. 23 races. It's going to be a full calendar, and there's still a lot of things that could happen. Serge could crash every race or not get a good qualifying position, and then a P10 is going to be difficult with this competitive of a grip. There goes my microphone again. This is so frustrating. This is so frustrating. I don't know how to fix it, guys. My apologies. I think I need to think about it. But as I said, what did I say again? Yeah, anything can happen. You know, you can search, crash every race or whatever. Anything could happen. As he's going for another qualifying lap here, so we might want to drive on board with the Alpine driver real quick. We might want to go into POV mode, as that is indeed what we're going to do. Down Camel Straight, he goes into turn 5, 6, and 7. As that is one of the most... Yeah, I know, Oliver. I know. Your messages are coming a little bit late, so I fixed it already, but... Yeah, it's really frustrating. I don't know how to fix it. The only way how I could fix it is not download the drivers. But then unfortunately my microphone isn't gonna sound the best it could sound. So that might be something to think about. But yeah, if it's gonna cut out every 5 minutes, now it has been 15 minutes. Not even 15 minutes, so yeah, really frustrating, but it is what it is. I will have to go through this race and this qualifying with the broken microphone, and then I will have to think about what I'm gonna do. Energy Dan with the fastest lap of 142.5, as he's gonna be the first one in the 142.5s. The quality record on this track set by my other leagues is a 141.0. So you guys really need to improve a little bit more to be able to get a good result here. Is Search going to be able to improve here? Energy Dan is looking pretty strong. I saw him race in Silverstone. It wasn't really that impressive, but he's doing a great job here in Belgium tonight. Spa-Francorchamps, as this is going to be my home track, of course. I'm not too sure if you guys are familiar that I'm a Belgian, but of course, I mean, it's a great track. It's a lovely track, and I feel like this is one of the best tracks there is on the calendar. As you can see, if you look at that, you know, that track layout, it looks like a gun, and it looks so great. In my honest opinion, it looks very great. So yeah, I mean, there's a variety of different corners and sections and all that kind of stuff. You know, you've got sector 3, which is going to be a fast left right hander, something kind of something. And then you've got bus stop, which is going to be a chicane. You've got Eau Rouge, Radion, which is going to be a fast left right hander uphill. You've got turn 5, 6, and 7. Oh, yes, indeed, Oliver. Congratulations to Max Verstappen on winning the championship. I mean, he is Dutch, though. He's not Belgian. So, I mean, he is Belgian, actually. But he doesn't drive under the Belgian flag. So that's something I don't appreciate from the Dutch driver. But yeah, it is what it is. Doran right now possibly on a fast lap. He needs to go out of the way of the Williams driver. Well, it's actually the opposite way. The Williams driver needs to go out of the way of the Aston Martin driver. But I feel like Doran doesn't have a lot of ERS left in his tank. So he might need to abort this lap, as he won't be able to drain all of his battery down the main straight anymore in Sector 3. We've got a Keith LUFC fan in the chat, as he's only going to be a P14. Yeah, still your neighbor. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. His mom is actually Belgium, so... Belgium. Oh my days. His mom is actually Belgian, so... For some reason, I could get a congratulations, but yeah, I mean... As we might want to drive on board with SFR or the Bear, as I'm not too sure if he's on a fast lap. His energy in the tank is empty, so I might want to do the telemetry lap, as he's probably going to come across the second sector line pretty soon. Well, it's actually the third sector line. As we want to have a quick look, the McLaren look pretty close on track. Let me have a quick look here. Oh, you mean in the actual F1? Yeah, that is indeed true. That is indeed true. SFR the Bear. Here he comes. Into bus stop right now. Not too sure if he's on a fast lap, though. That Williams has caused troubles before for the other Aston Martin driver. As the Bear is coming into the pits, so he won't have enough time to come into the pits, put another lap in. As Mr. Wiggles is usually one of the faster drivers, I reckon. Coming into Sector 2 right now, as he's coming across the line with a fastest first sector. As it's looking very great for the Ferrari driver right now. As his car is purtling. Purtling is what we call it here in Belgium. It's the engine which is basically doing blah, 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 you know, like I don't know, I cannot. It looks like a gun. Well, it sounds like a gun, like a BB gun. But yeah, he's coming around that fast left-hander right now. Turn 10 and 11. I think that is called Pouhon, but I'm not 100% sure. Now coming into turn 14 he goes. I think the bus stop chicane needs a remodel. Doesn't even look like the real one. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I do know that they have made a mistake there. There we go, I'm back. Sorry, I had to sneeze real quick. So yeah, it's not the real one, but I think they have made it more comfortable for the drivers to go through it. I'm not 100% sure what is wrong about it. But I do know that it is wrong. Wiggles now coming across the line, which is going to be his second last lap, as he can go for one more. He was just in time. Not too sure if he's saved a little bit of ERS here, as he's currently in P7 with a 143.2. And Utkarsh now comes across the line with a 142.4. as that will be the fastest lap for now. He got P3 last week, and tonight he's going to get pole here in Belgium. Or isn't he? Is anyone going to be faster? I do think that Search might be up for a better time, as he's now coming into Sector 2. Turn 12 and 13 he goes. And hopefully he's going to be able to put a good lap in here. He's got a 113 coming out of turn 14. And this was the famous turn 15. And there on the left side, as you can see on the left bottom, there was a little bit of a house there. And that is going to be that iconic Belgium Grand Prix house. Now Search coming into turn 17. And the last turns are going to be turn 18 and 19. Of course, a bus stop, which we've mentioned already in the stream. Coming around a bus stop, here he goes down the main straight. It is going to be a 142.5. It is only good for a P4, and this Mr. Wiggles actually improving. He is not 3 seconds slower, so that is going to be your qualifying over. Great lap from everyone, but I do have to say that Utkar's lap is an insane lap. Mansell in P2, and then we've got Energy Dan in P3, Calvin Racing in P4, Surge in P5, The Bear in P6, Adams in P7, Wiggles in P8, British Guy in P9, and the V car in P10. Further, we've got Kier, Janaudi, Matt G, Doran, Ellie, Gasolodion, NFSHW, and Mark Werty. That is going to be your results of this qualifying here. A couple of guys still coming into the pits, a couple of guys on the track right now. But we are going to be going underway pretty soon. And I'm expecting a mic drop pretty soon too. Well, a mic malfunction. Yeah, as I said already, this is going to be your results. I'm just going to check the YouTube real quick to see if the quality of the microphone is still pretty great. There we go. So this is going to be the results. As I said already, I need to delete my camera because last time I didn't do it and the guys were a little bit mad at me. So here we go. This is going to be the results. Only 76 thousandths difference of time between P1 and P2. That's great. It's a close timing actually here, as you can see. A couple of hundreds here too. Then in P1, P2, P3, we've got 1/10 in between those two. I mean, in between those three, 1.5 then between P5 and P1. So yeah, great timings here, but from all the guys actually. But of course, we are not here for the qualifying. We are here for the race, as it doesn't seem like it's going to be raining. So that is a great sign. And we are just chilling in the pit lane right now. I really hope that I'm not going to cut out when the race is going to start. That would be the most devil shit from my devil shit. Oh no, I totally forgot I cannot swear. Guys, sorry. I kind of forgot that I cannot swear on this channel. So I'm going to try my best. My apologies. I didn't say the S word. I didn't say the D word. So just forget that, and we are going to be doing a whole new intro. Welcome, guys. No. My apologies, guys. I just don't think about it that often. I also got Tourette, so I've got my excuse. So if YouTube bans you for saying bad stuff, just tell them I've got Tourette's, you know. So yeah, the McLarens are doing pretty great. I see that Oliver is a little bit of a fan of the McLarens here, so that's great. I mean, it's always great to be a McLaren fan. I mean, they had some pretty depressing periods, well, seasons. I remember with Van Dorne being pretty low in the standings with that McLaren car. 2 pounds in the swear jar. I don't think that's gonna be happening. Oh wait, Oliver! I think I know you. Aren't you the guy who... Wait, no, that's Martin. Oh, never mind. I thought it was Oliver. No, I thought it was Martin. All right, we've got 5 red lights here in Belgium. So we're going to be starting our Belgian Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. A pretty decent start from the Haas driver there, although he's getting overtaken around the outside. The Mercedes... Why is it looking so weird? The Mercedes driver around the outside is Energy Dan, already in P2. It is Calvin Racing dropping one position here. Let's have a quick look with the position changes. No, he actually gained one position. It is Mansell who lost two positions already. One to Calvin, one to Energy Dan here. As we've got a pretty close battle already up front. It's for P3 right now as Serge is going to try to get past Mansell and Calvin Racing. Mansell now down the inside as he goes. Look for a gap, but it is going to be Calvin Racing holding up strong. He's got the outside line through turn 7 right now, so he should have a better exit also through turn 8 as they go through that fast right-hander right now. It's actually a slow right-hander. I don't know why I said fast right-hander. It doesn't really matter too much. Now into turn 9 as they go. It's a pretty close battle here between P7 and P8-2. So there's going to be Wiggles taking that position from Adams, who is currently dropped back to P8. And let's have a quick look at the back of the grid as we've got Arnoldus, the Williams driver, having a 2-position gain already, with the V car being the biggest loser of the evening already, together with Jan Audi. Doran, who got past Mark Querty pretty easily here, as they're still going side by side. So Mark Querty is not giving up. Down the inside they go into turn 14, and now he needs to watch out. Turn 15, is anyone going to crash into that little house on the left side of the track? It doesn't look like it. And there they go. Let's go back to the front of the grid as we've got a 2:10 gap between Utkarsh and Energy Dan here. So is Energy Dan going to be able to get into P1 here? NFS with a great start. Let me have a quick look. Yes, indeed he did. Wait, where is he? NFS. Where's NFS? I don't see him. Wow, doesn't matter too much. Oh, yeah, I do see him. P13. So he's going to be right behind Ellie there. But we might want to focus on Calvin Racing right now. He's on the tail of the McLaren driver, the Mercedes driver, my apologies, now going around the outside, having a better run. And who is the Haas driver going to give slipstream? It is going to be Calvin Racing, but he cannot bring it to his advantage here. Calvin Racing still trailing by about 2/10 on the McLaren driver, the Mercedes driver. Oh my days. Mindful Wasp having a battle with NFS right now. He's getting overtaken by the Mindful Wasp. There is a yellow flag. That is going to be the V car who got dropped back even more positions as he's currently in P20 out of this race. Let me have a quick look with the front of the grid. Calvin Racing in P3 right now as he's trying to keep up with the Mercedes driver Energy Dan. A 3-second time penalty already. We're only in lap 2 out of 22, as Belgium, of course, is a very long track, one of the longest tracks on the calendar. I do think it's even the longest track on the calendar, and originally it wasn't allowed on the calendar as, of course, it's a too long track. I think it is about 5.8 or 5.9, maybe 6 kilometers, which is going to be the track distance limit. But because Belgium has been there since the beginning of the season, they kind of pinched an eye close and saw it through the fingers. I don't know if that's actually a saying in English, but it is definitely in Belgium. And yeah, they just couldn't care less about Belgium having too much track distance. So yeah, Belgium has got a track distance of 7.004 kilometers. So we might want to go with Arnoldus and British guy here. British guy coming into the pits as he's going to go switching on some new tires. The Calvin Racing, does he have the straight line speed right now? Down the Camel Straight, coming out of the Meggetts and Rouge. No, it's not going to be Meggetts. Oh, what am I saying? Rouge et Radion. As he got past the Mercedes driver quite clean there. 2/10 of a difference. Maybe Energy Dan can make a move down the inside. And it was a VSC, yes indeed, but the VSC wasn't there for very long. So British guy is now going to be the last one on track, going on to the hard tires, soft tires he goes on to. So that might be an issue, well, a mistake from the British guy. And unfortunately, he's not going to deliver him any positions, because if anyone is going to be racing right now, they're probably, well, if anyone is going to come into the pits in a couple of laps, they're probably going to be good for the rest of the session. A British guy still has to come into the pits. Going into the pits right there, he probably thought there was going to be a full safety car, which wasn't there. He switched over to the soft tires, and now he's about 25 seconds behind. So this is not a great strategy by the McLaren driver. As we are currently hitting the 30-minute mark in the stream, we might want to go on board with Mansell here, 2 tenths behind the Mercedes driver. But hopefully Mansell is going to be able to get that position back. He lost 2 during the beginning of this race, and he's going to be able to make up for it. I'm not 100% sure. Utkarsh is now gaining some time, well, expanding his gap to Calvin Racing, a 1.4 second gap. Utkarsh, who also has the fastest lap, and we might want to focus a little bit on the tires real quick here tonight, as we've got a lot of different strategies. We've got most of the people on the medium tires, and we've got Calvin Racing and Energy Dan on the soft tires. So are they going for a soft medium strategy? That could be possible here for those two in the top 3. As you're now coming around Eau Rouge et Radion down the Camel Straight as they're going 3 wide. This is giving me Vettel slash Mercedes vibes. This is going to be a safety car situation here. And British guy is coming into the pits again. Is he going for hard tires to finish off this race? That would be a great situation. Well, not really great. He's going for another set of softs. Interesting strategy by the McLaren driver right there. Oh no, he's going for new tires. Hold up. It's different tires. It's not the soft tires. He's going for hard, so he's probably going to finish this race, well, wanting to finish this race on the hard tires. And I really wonder what the soft tires are going to be doing, going on to the medium tires to hopefully end the race on the soft tires. Or is he going on to the hard tires to finish the race on that same hard tire? Here I am again, guys. My apologies for not being there. Just gonna check my phone real quick, as I've got some very important things to take care of, because I'm leaving to Dublin in three days. No, is it 3 days? I'm leaving on Saturday. I wonder what the hard tire runner is gonna do. All right, so what my suggestion is for the hard tire runners: don't come into the pits yet. Mansell is actually not coming into the pits. Energy Dan is, so is Calvin Racing. So yeah, not the best strategy going on to the softs. But what the hard tires should do right now is stay out on the hards and just wait and see till the other safety car. I think that's the only thing they can do right now. If they come into the pits right now, go on to soft tires or medium tires, they're gonna have their race ruined. As obviously you cannot finish the race on the mediums or the hards right now, on the softs. But if they stay out, they can hope for another safety car and hopefully go on to the medium tires at the end of the race. Or maybe the soft tires, depends on when the safety car comes out, of course. Yeah, of course, British guy, I mean, he is very lucky that he's got the safety car right now, because otherwise he would have been 25 seconds behind the V car, which is absolutely not a great thing to see. Of course, if you're a racing driver, I might need to close down my app. There we go. But yeah, of course, I mean, looking at the safety car right now, and we might want to focus on the position changes real quick. We've got our biggest winner being Mindful Wasp all the way in P10, who has gained 10 positions. He came from all the way in P20. And it is going to be LUFC out of the race, which probably cost his safety car to be there. So British guy isn't going to have the least amount of points. He's going to have, I think, 2, if I'm not mistaken. As, of course, he is in P19 right now. I think, if I'm not mistaken, everyone is going to receive points. So whether you finish in P19, whether you finish in P14, whether you finish in P1, everyone is going to be able to score points. I think that is the point system: 25, 23, 22, 20, and then we are going to 18, 16, 14. I think that's some kind of that's the kind of point system, but I'm not 100% sure. I might need to look into that. Let me have a quick look. I'm just going to text my girlfriend that I'm commentating. Let me have a quick look. The safety car is probably not going to come into the pits yet. I don't think so. I think it's gonna stay out for one more lap. The guys are not taking any distance, so it shouldn't matter too much. I'm just gonna quickly listen to the YouTube video. No, so the safety car is not coming into the pits. The sound of the thingy is pretty decent, so that is gonna be great. And I'm just quickly gonna look at the standings real quick. Wait, what was I gonna see again? What was I gonna take a... What was I gonna take a look at? Oh man, I totally forgot about it. Oh yeah, the point system, Alright, so classified standings, Google Sheet. 629 subs for SFR is not bad at all, Oliver. Not at all. I mean, they're doing a great job right now. Congratulations to them. And they have been there since a couple of years ago, but they have grown their channel by quite a bit. So, alright, point system wise, the winner gets... Alright, so the winner gets 25 points, P2 gets 22 points, P3 gets 20 points, P4 gets 18 points. And right after we've got 15, 14, 12, 10, no, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, and then probably 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 1.4 the fastest lap. And I think if I read it correctly, everyone is going to be able to score the fastest point. I mean, the fastest lap point. So yeah, that's a great way of this league to deal out points. Because, you know, I once had a league, right, where, you know, there were people in P18, P17, P16, wherever, out of the points, who were complaining that they were racing all evening for 1 hour and a half straight, and they just couldn't get any points. And at that point I was thinking, yeah, maybe it would be best to just give everyone who finishes the race a point, or like extra points. For example, P20 gets 1 point, P19 gets 2, P18 gets 3, and then work your way up. And that's actually what I'm doing with my King of Leagues event too, which I'm happy to announce we've got a third event coming up, but unfortunately it has been delayed back a little bit as I'm trying a new system, well, a new concept for watch along streams with commentary on the actual F1 races. So that is going to be that. I hope you guys like the concept, but it's not going to be streamed on my channel. It's going to be on a new channel. I'm not going to post any links or anything like that. I'm not going to do promotion. I'm not going to say the channel name because, of course, I cannot say it on this league's YouTube. But we are going underway already, so it's going to be green flags and go for these racers as they're not coming through a bus stop. And it is nobody who's going to be able to make a move. Ellie pretty close to Adams right now, right on the tail, but it's not going to be close enough. I'm just going to take the corner names with me real quick, as it will be a little bit better to read the corner names than all the other things, of course. Let me have a quick look. So, corner names, Belgium. Is anyone able to make a move? Adams, who's going really wide right there, coming out of Eau Rouge Radion. And that is going to be a 3-second time penalty here for the Alpine driver. Now going down the inside of the Ferrari driver as Mansell takes P1 here from Utkarsh. Beautiful move. We haven't seen it, unfortunately, but I can assure you that guy is a pretty fast driver. And Utkarsh, who's now struggling from behind by Search, was made up 2 positions already. Only qualified in P5. I would say the championship leader would be on consistent poles week in, week out, but that is not going to be the case here tonight. We've got a 2:10 gap from Adams to Mr. Wiggles. So Mr. Wiggles not having a bad start either. 3 positions gained since the beginning of the race. We are only in lap 7 out of 22, so still more than half of the race to come, as there's only a 2:10 difference between Noldus and NFSH, as the McLaren driver is actually doing pretty great, but Mindful Wasp is doing the best right now, as they're now coming through Stavelo, that is. Stavelo is going to be turn 15. The turn 16 is going to be, it's not there. Courbe par Paul Frère. There we go. I cannot read it for some reason. And this thingy is of course going to be bus stop chicane, as you guys mentioned already. 410s between Surge and Utkarsh. So maybe Utkarsh having a little bit of a snap there coming out of turn 1. So this might be an opportunity for the Alpine driver to come past the Haas driver, maybe down the Camel Straight. As then of course they're going to head into Les Combes, which is going to be turn 7, 8 and 9. Turn 6, well actually this is turn, they say this is turn 6. Well, a little bit coming out of Rouge Radion, heading into Camel Straight, you've got a little bit of a curb. And they say that is a corner, but of course it isn't. So we're just going to call them by the actual F1 corner names. And it doesn't even have a what's it called? Oh wait, we've got a lot of other, oh wait, it's 5, that's 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know, bro. I don't know. It doesn't matter too much. We might want to focus on Energy Dan here, who's getting down the inside into Pouhon. As they're still going side by side. A little bit of contact there between NFSH. Oh, my days, those names. And Energy Dan, as there's a lot of SFRs here tonight. But SFA is going a little bit wide there. Almost touched the wall. Well, not really touched the wall, but it touched the gravel, definitely. Taking an interesting line through turn 15 as they go into sector 3. Now through Blachimont, as that is going to be turn 16 and 17. 17 and 18 is actually going to be the last corner of the track here. There we go. Down the main straight they go. As we've got that Ferrari right on the tail of Adams. But he won't be able to make that move anytime soon. We might want to focus on Jan Audi here, as he's on the tail of Mark Querty and he's getting past already. He had a better exit coming out of the chicane. That is going to be a move for the Haas driver. Beautifully done on Mark Querty. And what is Calvin Racing going to do here? He is on those fresh mediums, but hasn't made up a lot of positions yet. He's dropped 9 since the beginning of the race, but of course he has made a pit stop work already. British guy who also made 2 pit stops work already is all the way in P18, and Calvin Racing is now easily going to get past Cass as Energy Dan gets past the other Alfa Romeo 2, as Calvin Racing is in a comeback race, a comeback mode at the moment. Might want to focus on SFR the Bear real quick, as he's in P5 right now. There is the yellow flag in sector 2. That is most likely going to be Mark Querty, as he's 2.4 seconds behind the second last driver here in this Belgian Grand Prix. Now Mr. Wiggles in P6, is he going to be able to catch up to the Bear? Doesn't look like it, as we might want to focus too on the top 3, as they're all within 1 second of each other. It's a 3-way battle, as there is a little bit of a gap of 2.8 seconds to Adams, who is having a good comeback race though. He's got that Haas driver right in front of him. No, that's going to be a Surge still. I thought it was focusing on Adams there. But Surge looking to make a move into chicane, a bus stop. It's not going to be an opportunity. Utkarsh, who doesn't have any ERS left, as his lights are blinking at the back of his car. Now coming out of the bus stop chicane, it's not going to be an opportunity. Utkarsh is out of the DRS, it seems like, as he doesn't use any DRS here. Into turn 1 they go, and it's going to be a big question whether Utkarsh is going to have the DRS into Radion et Eau Rouge, because it's going to be very valuable down the Camel Straight, of course. As you can see, Qatar Airways is actually the partner, the proud sponsor of actually every race. I mean, I see it everywhere. It's very crazy. So Utkarsh does have the DRS, but is it going to be enough to keep Surge behind him? It does definitely look like that. Into turn 5, 6 and 7 they go, as of course turn 8 is going to be the second slowest corner off the track here. No, it's actually going to be the 4th slowest corner, because you've got turn 1, you've got turn 17 and 18 in bus stop, of course. So this is going to be the 4th slowest corner off the track. 4 tenths for SFR the Bear here, as he's on the tail of Mr. Wiggles. So is that going to be an overtake opportunity anytime soon? Definitely not in Pouhon. And Search 310s behind Utkarsh. It's a two. Wait, hold up. Doran is on the tail of gas. Into Pujol they go. The Aston Martin driver is looking to gain 1 position, 1 point extra for the Aston Martin team, as that could become very valuable in their championship battle. Well, not really a championship battle, but just the Constructors' Championship. Doran, 210s. And also Jan Audi is pretty close to the guy ahead. It's going to be Noldus who is attacking. We've got Calvin Racing has caught up to Mindful Wasp. And I do have to say, Mindful Wasp, he's done a great job at trying to keep Calvin behind him. He's defending from Energy Dan right ahead. So I'm not too sure if Energy Dan is on fresh, mediums, or hards. There goes Calvin Racing around the outside of Mindful Wasp. There's not much room given to Calvin Racing by the Mercedes driver, as he's trying to keep the Alfa Romeo driver right behind him. Just so that Energy Dan has a little bit of a buffer here during this race. So that's a very valuable thing that Mindful Wasp has done there. He's going to have the DRS2. And so will Calvin Racing, but will it be enough to get past him? It does look like he's got a lot of straight line speed here. Through Eau Rouge and Radion they go, as there is enough room given by both drivers. Search has gotten past Utkarsh here. Calvin Racing with a little bit of ERS here. He's going around the outside. It's going to be the Mercedes drivers working together. Energy Dan kind of blocked Calvin Racing in a position where he couldn't overtake him, but neither could he dive down the inside as Mindful Wasp was there. So beautiful team play from the Mercedes team here, as they're really doing a great job keeping Calvin Racing right behind them. Now Calvin Racing is really going to be pushing here. Look how close he is. Look how close he is. 2/10 in between Mindful Wasp, but it was even closer coming into turn 9. Going into Pujol right now, it seems like Mindful Wasp is leaving a little bit of a gap between himself and Energy Dan. Only 1 second in between the both of them, but it is going to be the most valuable thing he can do for his teammate right now, keeping Calvin Racing behind him for as long as possible, for as heavy as possible, because the heavier that Calvin Racing is going to be battling, the less long he can take these mediums with him till the end of the race. We're halfway past the race, as we're currently entering lap 12 out of the 22 here in the Belgian Grand Prix in the Speed Force Racing. And of course you are now watching live or from a video here on the Speed Force Racing YouTube channel, and I hope you guys like it. Make sure to leave a comment, make sure to follow the channel if you haven't already. But now it's going to be the opportunity for Calvin Racing around the outside. Is he going to make it work? Yes, indeed he is. Around the outside he goes. And oh, we've got Mindful Wasp pushing him a little bit wide. So that might be a report there from Calvin Racing, as he's now getting overtaken by Jan Audi. They're going side by side through Eau Rouge et Radion. Although Calvin Racing leaves enough space for Jan Audi to get past. He will have double DRS right now. He will have the slipstream from Audi. Oh, there goes Audi. They're going side by side. And it is going to be 3 wide. But it is going to be Mindful Wasp losing 2 positions there, and Jan Audi gaining 2. So Calvin Racing actually didn't gain anything from that. He is having that annoying Wasp right behind him though, as that will be definitely a relief having him behind you rather than having him in front of you. But now Jan Audi, is he on fresh mediums or softs? Let's have a quick look. He is on fresh mediums indeed. He most likely won't be able to finish the race on these mediums though, because then he will be on 16 lap old mediums. I'm not too sure if that is going to be enough for the Haas driver to finish off this race with. But of course, looking at Calvin Racing, he might be looking to finish this race on the medium tires too. But if you look at the medium tire runners right now in the top 5, they're all running 11 lap old mediums. And I do have to say, looking at that, they are going on the soft tires to finish off this race. So a medium soft strategy is definitely not something that a lot of guys have thought about. Actually, they did. As the top 5 is on medium tires, they're going on to the soft tires. So is Gas, so is Mad G. And I'm not too sure, because someone is coming into the pits right now that is going to be Utkarsh, who's going to try and make an undercut work. An undercut is basically when you come into the pits a little bit early and try to get past everyone the next lap when they are coming into the pits, because you will be on faster tires that one lap early that you came into the pits. And of course, then you will have a faster lap. So hopefully he's going to be in front of everyone when he gets out of the pit lane. He needs to make sure that he's not in the middle of the pack of anyone. He actually isn't. He's got British guy right behind him, which is probably not going to be a threat, although maybe a British guy can just... He's not battling this guy. 9 lap old hearts, maybe he is. Maybe he is. He is battling this guy, so he's definitely not going to back out of this move. He's going onto the grass, really heavy battling from a British guy here. And did his strategy work? Did it work? He came into the pits quite early during this race. He actually made a double pit stop work, as he will be on those 9 lap old hearts right now. Still 8 more laps to come. 9 more laps actually, as he will be on 18 lap old hearts. So that will be better than the 16 lap old hearts from Calvin Racing, of course. And let's have a quick look where Utkarsh is going to end here in this Grand Prix, and if he's going to be in front of all the other guys who are currently in P1, P2, P3, P4. P4, he's not going to be in front of the guy who's going to be at P4. And there goes Jan Audi. He's in the wall. And that will be Grand Prix over. I think he's stuck. No, he isn't actually. But he is going to be having a little kiss with the wall. There's not going to be a safety car, but it is going to be yellow flag in Sector 3. Mansell coming into the pits right now. So is Serge. So is Adams. No, Adams isn't. He cannot come into the pits because he's got his teammate right in front of him. So he needs to stay out for one more lap. And that is not a great opportunity. Well, it is a great opportunity for Serge. Oh, yes, they go onto the softs. That is quite logical. But Adams will have the benefit at the end of the race. But of course, he will be getting undercut by quite a lot of people. Where is Utkarsh going to end? He's going to make a move down the inside. He cannot battle too much. He cannot battle too much. British guy was trying to make a switchback work. And Mansell, because of that heavy battling, Serge and Mansell are having a big lead on Utkarsh right now. Utkarsh, who didn't take the risk, has gone into hard tires. And I think the soft tire runners are going to be having the benefit here during this Grand Prix. Now looking at Mansell making that move on Doran here into turn 5 down the Camel Straight. He probably had the DRS here. So I'm just gonna have a quick look with the YouTube video to see if the quality is still outstanding, as it usually is from this league. We don't expect anything else, of course. Yeah, so that is going to be great quality. My apologies for the little bit of a thing there. Mansell now on the tail of Mindful Wasp. We saw already that Mindful Wasp is a big pain in the ass, as he is now holding up a Mansell as much as he can to give Energy Dan the benefit of the doubt here. I'm not too sure if Mindful Wasp is going to be finishing off this race on these hard tires. 30 lap old hearts. It's most likely not going to be the case, but he needs to keep all the guys behind him. Not too sure for how long he can keep this. But are they going to play that Mercedes strategy again? It does definitely look like it. Mansell with a heavy battle with the Mercedes driver right now. And there goes Mindful Wasp into the pits. And what tire will he go on? Possibly the hard tires. Adams is also coming into the pits. He is going to be way behind all the other guys. There goes Serge. There goes Mansell. There goes Utkarsh. And he has lost a lot of time. He's even going to be behind Mr. Wiggles here. No, he actually isn't. He's going to be right behind Utkarsh. So not too much time lost by the Alpine driver, but it's a three-way battle here for a P2. Energy Dad trying to keep Mansell behind him is not going to be the case, and neither is he going to keep Serge behind him. So that is going to be Serge and Mansell in the top 3, and this would be a great thing for Serge, as he's going to be strengthening his driver's championship and almost securing that. Of course, there's still a long way to go. But with this consistency, we might expect what has to be expected, Serge in P1 at the end of the season. Of course, it might be a commentator's curse, but I mean, it's most likely that it's going to happen. And Utkarsh now past the Red Bull driver, and is Gas going to keep Adams behind? Yes, indeed he is. Running those old medium tires, 40 lap old mediums. There's nothing he can do right now into turn 13, and he's going to let the Alpine driver go through. As that's beautifully done by Yaz, giving a lot of room for Adams to get past. This is not his battle to make, as he's running 40 lap old mediums. He's even going to be lucky to keep Mr. Wiggles behind, who is on 4 lap old hard. So all the guys who went onto hard tires thought they weren't going to be able to stretch these softs till the end of the race. There's a couple of guys at the back of the grid who are also on softs, such as British guy, Jan Audi, Matt G, Mindful Wasp. As now Mansell gets past Calvin Racing, although Calvin Racing is battling back. He's got the straight line speed and he's having the inside line into turn 1. Is he going to be able to make that move work? Yes, indeed. He defends that P1. Having a little bit of a step there. Mansell is still side by side. They're going side by side through Eau Rouge and Radion. As it seems like Calvin Racing backed out of that move from the Alfa Romeo driver. So beautifully done. Beautiful sportsmanship driving from Calvin Racing here down the main straight. DRS opportunity for the British driver, as that will be the lead of the race again with his 11 lap old medium. Still 6 more laps to come, as he will most likely be struggling at the end of the race, but he does have the pace right now on these medium tires, even though he's battling with 2 lap old soft runners. He's able to keep them behind, but for how long? Mansell has shown some great pace here already during this Grand Prix. But will it be enough? I'm not 100% sure. Serge might be taking the lead, and I think it all matters. It all depends on who is going to get the first penalty out of the top 5. Is it going to be Energy Dan? Is it going to be Doran? Is it going to be Serge? Is it going to be Mansell? Or is it going to be Calvin Racing? It's also a big thing if these guys are going to be keeping on battling with each other, whether Energy Dan and Doran are going to be able to close down that gap, because they're currently 2.2 seconds behind. But if they're going to be able to close it down, they might be able to close it down to about 1 second, and then they're within the DRS second. So it's even going to be easier to close down that gap if you are within the DRS second. And there goes Mansell. He's pretty close to Calvin Racing right now. Into bus stop chicane they go, and Mansell is going to look to make a move down the inside. He's going to brake at the right time to not go into the back of Calvin Racing here, coming out of bus stop chicane. And that is going to be another lap done here in the Belgian Grand Prix. And let's have a quick look here with Adams, who's having struggles to get past Energy Dan here. And we've got Utkarsh also getting past Doran. So Energy Dan running 12 lap old hards. Will he be finishing this race on these hards? He should, because otherwise he's not going to be getting good positions here. I mean, if he would come into the pits, I think he would drop all the way to P13, maybe P14. Definitely behind his teammate, who is currently spun. He spun. In turn 1, he spun. There goes Calvin Racing back to P3. It is the survival of the strongest, and the strongest is definitely not going to be Calvin Racing on those 12 lap old mediums. He's done a good job, but not good enough at picking this strategy. We've got the soft tire runners in P1 and P2, and hopefully Adams, who's going to be able to close down that gap to Calvin Racing pretty soon. And then it will be 3 soft tire runners at the podium. Well, on the podium, of course. Utkarsh, who's pretty close to Energy Dan. We might want to focus on that one as you're going through Pouhon, turn 11 and 12. Turn 10 and 11, actually, here in Spa-Francorchamps. This is going to be turn 12, 13, and 14, of course, as it's one of the most trickiest corners, in my experience, to nail, because you need to nail your breaking point, pinpointing. Well, you need perfectly. You need to pinpoint it perfectly, and if you can't do that, you're just gonna run wide, as Utkarsh is really on the tail of the Mercedes driver, and he gets past already. Not a bad thing to do for the Haas driver right there. Almost a little bit of a contact there between both drivers, as Utkarsh is really draining his battery here in this Belgian Grand Prix, but nothing is too difficult for the Haas driver. Is he going to be able to keep Energy Dan behind him, though? Doran coming into the pits. These 12 lap old mediums probably gave the best of themselves. As you can see, there was a big time difference between Adams' lap on the 14 lap old mediums, and I think it was Mansell's lap on the soft tires, on the 1 lap old, well, 0 lap old soft tires. And yeah, there was really a difference of about 2 seconds there. And now Serge is overtaking Mansell. So is he gonna go? Is he gonna score the full points here tonight? I'm not 100% sure who's having the fastest lap here, as Noldus just got past Mr. Wiggles. But we might want to focus on the Red Bull here. Where's the Red Bull? There we go, the V-Car. What a comeback race he has had. He was looking at the P20 quite early during this race. Currently in P10 out of the 20. As he just got a good result here. Maggi in P11, and we've got NFS in P12. As Mindful Wasp now just got past NFS as he makes that move down the inside. Quite of an aggressive move there from the Mercedes driver, but I do reckon that he wants to get a good comeback race, and there is going to be a safety car, lap 18 out of 22, and it is going to be British guy out of the race. So Oliver, your little brother, has crashed out, unfortunately, and hopefully he's going to be able to do a better performance next week, but it won't be for today, I'm afraid. There we go. No, my screen is still yellow. Pink. Hold up. There we go. This is better. So safety car situation, I really wonder who's going to come into the pits. The guys in the top 3 definitely shouldn't come into the pits, as there's only 2 more laps to go after this, after the safety car has come into the pits. Maybe the medium tire runners. It is going to be Calvin Racing, Utkarsh, Energy Dan. So it's going to be a big opportunity for Calvin Racing to get back to the guys ahead. And yeah, hopefully get a good result. The Bear, who stays out on 6-lap-old hards, he sees his opportunity, and all the other guys actually come into the pits. So interestingly enough, we might be seeing some big changes during the end of the race. Sorry guys, I'm having a problem right now where I cannot talk too much. It's a problem I have between my nose and my mouth. So I need to drink a little bit and then hopefully it gets away, but I need to blow my nose real quick, but I don't have any tissue here, so I will be right back. Yo, I'm back. Here we are. My name is Phoebe Thomas. We are gonna be racing in Speed Force Racing. Yeah. Maybe I should sing the safety car song. What do you guys think? I'm gonna sing the safety car song. Fuck this. I'm gonna do it. Safety car, it is a safety car situation. Safety car, it is a safety car situation. Everyone is driving on a straight line, except for when you're going through the corner. Safety car situation here in Phoenix Racing League. That was the beautiful safety car song. So we're only gonna have 2 more laps of racing. And I think the top 3 is finding themselves in a fairly comfortable situation. Fair enough, British guy. You did a great job. Nevertheless, I mean, you did a great job. I hope to see you back in 2 weeks, as hopefully I will have the opportunity to stream again. Because I don't know how the Wi-Fi is in Dublin, but yeah, it is what it is. All right, so what was I saying again? Oh, yeah, I think the top three are finding themselves in a fairly comfortable situation as they've got a... I'm not going to say fairly slow. Wait, hold up. Brightness. I'm going to do the brightness a little bit higher. As they're finding themselves in a pretty comfortable situation as we've got the bear who is not the fastest. I mean, he's pretty fast, though. He's pretty fast. I'm not saying he's not fast, but he's also on 7-level hards. So I feel like all the guys on the soft tires are going to be way, 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 way faster, you know? So hopefully he's going to be able to make that work. But of course, I mean... I think Surge is fairly safe. So is Mansell. Adams might get overtaken pretty soon. As he also has a penalty, which he needs to take care of. So... yeah, he either needs to create a gap of 3 seconds or either he's going to lose a lot of positions. And I really wonder when Surge is going. He should go already, actually. Just kind of... oh, he's going to brake now? Oh, that's really, really dangerous. Yeah, that's not allowed. Oh, no. Oh, that's really dangerous. He should keep consistent pace, which he is not doing right now. Yeah, that's a brake mistake from Surge right there. All right, so we've got Mansell in P2. We've got Adams in P3. And there we go. Surge. 5-second time penalty. Oh, that is a big upset right there. As Calvin Racing is already getting past the bear, so not too big of an issue. Oh, no, he didn't. He didn't. Oh, the bear is keeping up strong as he's going into Eau Rouge Radion right now. As he's got Calvin Racing right on his tail. There goes the Alfa Romeo driver. And can he get past the Aston Martin driver? I'm not 100% sure. It's going to be a difficult situation. 3 wide into turn 5 and 6 right now. Who's going to come out first? It is going to be Calvin Racing with Utkarsh right on his tail. And the bear has to be happy with a P6, even a P7, as Energy Dan now gets down the inside of the Aston Martin driver. So only a 1.2 second gap from Calvin Racing to Adams. And Surge, who's got that 5-second time penalty, he really needs to make up that position. Well, those seconds, as he's probably going to be dropped back to P4 or P5, depending on how close the other guys can get. Calvin Racing, who's now 7 tenths behind. So he's most likely going to be able to close down that gap to Adam Mansell. So it will be a P2 for Calvin Racing, well, a provisional P2, as the guys are going to be entering the last lap of this race. In a couple of seconds, of course, as they're currently in lap 21 out of 22. And of course, the last lap is going to be lap 22 of this Belgian Grand Prix. NFS with a 3-second time penalty. We might want to focus on the penalties right now. 5 seconds for Surge, 3 seconds for Adams, 3 seconds for Energy Dan, and 3 seconds for Mindful Wasp. We've got Doran with 5, NFS with 11. We've got Maggi with 3 and Mark Querty with a drive-through penalty. So definitely not something that Mark Querty was hoping for during this Grand Prix, as he is all the way at the back of the grid. He's 16 seconds behind P17. So it's not going to be the race he has been looking forward to. And Noldus being pretty close to Energy Dan right now. Only a couple of tenths between the both of them. As also Adams is pretty close to Mansell, as he's going to be able to make a move. Out of Radion they go. He's going down the inside. He's choosing the inside line. And he's not side by side yet, so he cannot make that move work. But it is going to be Ali crashing out of the race through Eau Rouge Radion. And did he or she take someone with him or her? I'm not 100% sure. Utkarsh right now. This is... he's going to get a podium, I think. He's going to get a podium. Great race from Utkarsh right there. A little bit of a comeback race, but I feel like the biggest comeback of the day was going to be by the V car, as he was all the way at the back of the grid, currently only in P12, so not a great race. Noldus having a great race. He's possibly going to get in the top 5, maybe in the top 6, but we have to look at the penalties, of course, to determine that. He's going to be around... yeah, oh, he might be able to get Adams, as Adam gets another 3-second time penalty. Someone crashed out. That is going to be Doran with his 5-second time penalty, as he's going to spin out in turn 12 right there. There goes the Aston Martin driver, as you can see. But that is not the most important thing here tonight. Mansell on the tail of Surge. Is it going to be enough? Maybe he wants to get past him before the end of the race as he goes into the back of the Alpine driver. Is that going to be a 5-second time penalty? I don't think so. Utkarsh, you still try to get past Calvin Racing, but it's not going to be enough. The podium has been settled, and Noldus takes P4 as he gets past Serge by quite a few seconds. We've got the other guys coming across the line right now. Who's going to be the last one of the race? Of course, it's going to be Keith, British guy, and Ellie. But it is going to be Mark Querty as he's 22 seconds behind. Unfortunate result for the Alpine driver. Only a 1/10 difference between Yes and Mindful Wasp here. So you might want to take a quick look at the top 5. Mansell in P1, he's got this race win. Calvin Racing in P2 and Utkarsh in P3. Further, we've got Noldus and Serge in P4 and P5. And Energy Dan in P6. Further, we've got Adams in P7, Wiggles in P8. And now I will have to delete my camera real quick. So we will be right back with you guys. And that has been done already. There we go. As easy as that. As easy as that. Driver of the day goes to Noldus. He's had a great, amazing comeback race here for the Williams team. And the results are going to be showing up on the screen real quick. Mansell in P1, Calvin Racing in P2, and Utkarsh in P3. Further, we've got Noldus, Serge, Energy Dan, Adams, Wiggles, The Bear, the V-Car, Mindful Wasp, Yes, who's going to be a Dutch guy. I knew that already because of the name. Maggi, NFS, Jan. Oh, Jan is also Dutch. Okay. Doran, Mark, Ellie, British guy, and Keith all the way at the back of the grid. So we might want to go back to the front real quick. Ellie is, by the way, also DNF'd for the guys who didn't know. Ellie is also DNF'd. So this is going to be the top of the grid. And that is going to be race over, I'm afraid. I hope you guys liked this stream. I'm going to be finishing off the race here. I hope you guys liked it. It has been a great race. We had some great battles. A little bit of a cleaner battles than back in Britain 2 weeks ago. So that is a great thing to keep in mind from this league, that they are actually clean drivers in this league. And I do second that, because these guys are really great drivers. They haven't really made any dive bombs. They haven't crushed anyone out from the ones that I've seen, right? From the battles that I've seen, I've not seen too many like issues or like battles with each other. So great done. Well done by the guys. And this is going to be me as your commentator. Make sure to check out my socials, Phoebe Thomas on Twitch. You can always follow me. It would be nice to have some new followers. I've got 432 followers, if I'm not mistaken. So it would be nice if you could follow me. And I will see you guys pretty soon. This was Phoebe Thomas as your commentator. Make sure to drop a follow in the Speed Force Racing channel. They've got their website right there. They've got the YouTube right here. The Discord is possibly going to be in the YouTube somewhere. I'm not 100% sure. Twitter, the former Twitter, which is going to be X right now. And as you can see right there, that is going to be my social. So make sure to check them out. I thank you guys very much for watching. And this was Phoebe Thomas as your commentator. Peace out.